What does it mean to, to hear that fans are literally tuning in because they want to see the happy ending?
We're really excited to be a part of this season and be back on 90-Day franchise. It's a blessing to be able to share our story and our journey and for fans to tune in. I feel like, being on TV so long, it's very relatable, our story. And I think, throughout the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, I feel like, it's important. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I want to be raw and real, and, I want people to know that we're there for them too, and just tell through our story, hopefully it can help someone at the end of the day as well. We really need this honeymoon. Taking a shower.
What would you say, Georgi, has been the biggest highlight of married life?
Yeah, it's always challenging, of course, in one relationship, and people who watch, they hope for happy ending in the end, but who knows how gonna end this season. Every season is like pretty much with open ending. Especially in our relationship, we have a lot of up and downs. I love the family time, quality time we spend, especially in this season. You can see how I'm introducing Darcey with my family in Bulgaria. I haven't been there in 13 years, so that's a long time, and it's really emotional for me, and it's full with emotions. So we'll see how the trip to Bulgaria go.
And it's great because you get to see Georgi very vulnerable in these moments, especially in Bulgaria and right before, and that's when I feel the closest to him, when he really shares those intimate, deep, feelings and emotions.
Wait, you said we don't know how the season ends. We don't know where this relationship ends up. Are you just like breaking our hearts in real time?
Always it's been this way. We've been engaged 2 times. Finally, we get married. We
A lot of ups and downs.
Currently, we marry, but our relationship has always been up and downs.
But we fight for the love, honestly.
We continue to keep fighting. So
not all the time, but a lot of the times I think there's a lack of communication that we need to focus on. And sometimes there's lack of transparency. I just like to have a lot of clarity. Maybe I ask too many questions, but sometimes, I feel like, we love each other. We know that for sure. It's just, we're not always on the same page.
Well, you're both wearing your wedding bands today, so
that's a good sign because he wasn't wearing it for a while.
Finally, I'm wearing it. Finally, I'm wearing it all the time. But
yeah, he got his diamonds too. I've toned it down a lot, and I've actually toned down my lashes. What do you think? You didn't say anything. Did you notice?
You look the same to me.
Thank you, Darcey. Thank you for listening to me. With these natural-looking eyelashes, I'm 100% sure my parents, they're not gonna notice your big cleavage, your stripper shoes, and your short skirt.
How would you describe your relationship today?
Today, I would say there's a lot of love there, but I feel like, it's emotional roller coaster. Emotional roller coaster at times.
And we need to still continue putting the work to work in our communication. Our biggest problem in our relationship is the communication and to understand each other, because we both very strong personalities. We both went through a lot in life, and that's why sometimes it's hard to understand each other. And but we're still working on it. So.
Right, well, there's no love lost. You can tell, even through the hard times, you're fighting for it. You have very different backgrounds. I know that this season, the storyline revolves a lot around Darcey meeting your family.
It was challenging, so many emotions. Even thinking about it, I'm getting emotional. Because I haven't seen my family in 13 years, haven't been there in 13 years. Also going home, that's the first time, even I'm a little bit older, but that's the first time I'm bringing woman home to introduce to my family and to my parents. So it was very interesting. And it's first time Darcey being in Bulgaria, trying the Bulgarian food, Bulgarian culture. Getting emotional even thinking about it.
They want a nice Christian woman and covered up.
Seems that Georgi really wasn't exaggerating, that Bulgaria is very conservative. So it might be harder to win over his family than I thought.
It's your job to gain the respect of his family.
My family have a lot of expectations about me being here 13 years and going back, and many times they tell me, why don't come back home? Why staying there? So, you need to prove myself, also bringing Darcey to prove our relationship in the front of them. So it was a lot of challenges and emotions down the road.
I mean, I know you love her for who she is, but why was that a concern for you when having her meet your family?
Well, Bulgaria was communist country back in the time, and I left Bulgaria 2011. And at the time, after the communism, the women, they're not allowed to wear short, wherever pants or skirts shorter than their knees. Well, now it's different, but I still in my mind is like, you know, you need to cover yourself, because the girl who was like showing too much, they're like, I don't want to say the word, I already say it, I don't want to be disrespectful, but yeah, I don't want the men to look disrespectful to my woman, and especially when I meet her with my family. They're from small conservative town, and I don't want her sexiness or like showing the big boobies to make somebody uncomfortable with my family, you know, my father or whatever.
I would never do anything to disrespect this family. I've been to Europe many times. I embraced all the different cultures, and you know, I just didn't want to lose a piece of myself. So it's not necessarily about the clothes or changing who I am. It was just, I feel like he was being vulnerable in the sense like he was anticipating going, and it's been years, and I feel like a lot of those insecurities he had about like proving himself to his family was relaying it towards me to change, you know, myself, you know. So I toned it down with the lashes, and you know, I did cover up. You know, it was wintertime anyway, so I layer a lot, and I am a fashionista, so you know, I don't feel like I had to wear like a muumuu dress or anything like that. But you know, I was very respectful to his family, and they're wonderful people, and I love them to this day. You know, after everything was said and done, you know, coming back to the States, there was some high moments, some low moments. You guys will see later on in the show. You know, you'll have to tune in to find out, but it was a dramatic ending. And there's a lot to still be discussed about that together, but I feel like, you know, we need to take the time to do that. I know he has a job and he works a lot, but we need to make time for each other to really communicate better and get down to, you know, the serious issues at hand. And, you know, hopefully the relationship can grow stronger from that.
We sort of follow a storyline where you're worried that he's hiding something from you.
Georgie's always kind of had this sense about being somewhat secretive. Even from the day I started dating him, I felt like he wasn't always transparent and honest. Obviously, he was married. I didn't know that at the time. Separated, obviously, but then COVID happened. We were dating, and took him a while to get divorced. But you know, I stood by his side. You know, we eventually got engaged a couple times, but there was a lot of makeup breakups. So you know, he hid money in a sock. You know, like, why would he have to hide it? Put it in the bank or just be transparent, you know? Like, I feel like, why would you have to not say anything? Like, that's simple things, you know? Like, it's obvious things. Like, you can't hide something like that. These are big talking points. So he just, I don't know if there's a reason why he does that. Like, you should, I think, you know, before getting married, you should be absolutely talking about, like, what the future looks like down the road, finances, you know, kids, all that stuff. And we didn't really do that a lot. I don't know if we were avoiding. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of the big conversations.
You need to be secretive sometimes, you know, to keep the.
I don't think so.
The allure.
The interesting going, you know, like otherwise
what
you're
kind
gonna
of
lose
secrets?
interest. Otherwise you're gonna lose the interest, you know. So always need to keep little interesting.
Definitely
points.
keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what did your family think of Darcey?
My family loved Darcey. I mean, they're very open-minded and never doubted they're not gonna like Darcey. Especially, you know, she's in my side, she's my wife, yes. So they were very respectful. And yeah, they're very nice, sweet people, respectful, and they like her.
For my beautiful wife, for your birthday. I don't want to say
What, are you like scared to say my age?
No, but...
It's okay, 50. 50.
50.
50.
You're halfway there.
Are there any misconceptions that you want to take the moment now to clear up to the fans?
I think people are always going to have opinions. I'm not going to, you know, be the type of person that, you know, fights back. You know, people want to say their opinion, it's fine. But, you know, I just want to stay positive and look towards what the future holds.
Yeah, it definitely is good for people to have opinions. And the most opinions have is better. You know, that means we're doing something to keep them interesting watching and to have their opinion about our life. So I'm, you know, grateful for the good and the bad comments.
Darcey, your relationship with your sister,
Yes.
Stacey, how are things now?
Stacey and I are great. You know, she's kind of going through her stuff as well in her relationship, but you know, I'll leave that for her to discuss. You know, we have each other's back at the end of the day. We're twins. We have a special bond that, you know, only we know. There's this twin tuition that we have. There's a lot of love there. So we're just there for each other right now through the ups and downs that we're both going through. We're gonna stay silver strong like we always do. We're doing some fun projects together, just, you know, made a couple songs, about to launch another one. So we're keeping busy and having each other's back.
That's great.
Yeah.
When
That's how we heal,
Yeah.
you know, doing things together.
Yeah. When was the last time you guys were together?
Just the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, we went home to Connecticut to visit our family all together, and
It's hard for them to be
Yeah.
far away from each other.
well, this
For
is
one
all
time.
we know. No, we've had years apart when we were, you know, married originally, the first time with our kids and stuff. But you know, we work together, obviously, and do a lot of things together, and we're family, and that's really important at the end of the day. And I wish his family was here to have that same closeness and connection. But at some point, maybe we can go to Bulgaria for, you know, months at a time, or you know, buy a little property there and have 2 homes, one in Bulgaria and one in the States.
And
You never know.
And about my parents, they like her, but after she started crying at the dinner table, they was really shocked. And I'm not gonna say what happened, but you can watch.
Wear my
it.
heart on my
You
sleeve.
can watch, you know, see what happened, but
Yeah.
they was really surprised by
Oh well, I can't
what's
hide my
going on,
tears.
Surprised by the show of emotion, or surprised that she would be upset?
We'll see.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, I can't hold back my tears. When I feel emotions, I'm the type of person that has to get it out. And I'm not ashamed of that ever. So,
And that's like going back to like you are who you are.
yes.
that's why it was hard for me in this situation to really get aside, you know, especially when I haven't been home in so long, and it was really, really hard to get aside. But we'll see how.
I wasn't there for anyone picking sides. I just couldn't hold my emotions. I just, you know, and I think that they would know me well enough to know that I'm an emotional person. And if, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, they supported me.
I try to be natural.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, to don't
Neutral.
get excited. Neutral.
Your daughters.
Yes.
Recently in Teen Vogue.
Yes.
How proud are you of them?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of Annika and Aspen. They did an amazing feature in Teen Vogue. They're both in college. They have amazing lives, and I'm just so excited for what their future holds. Annika lives in New York City now, and Aspen's at University of Connecticut, in Connecticut still, so they have a lot to look forward to. They're both studying marketing, and hopefully they'll, you know, be able to share their story and journey on television again as well, so stay tuned.
I mean, it seems like they're naturals.
They're naturals, yeah.
What do you make of them having a career in reality television, especially at such a young
Right.
age? I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing for you two to do this.
They're fresh out on their own. They were on the show since, you know, day one with me. They were younger at the age, so they kind of grew up on TV a little bit. I think they enjoy doing it. We have a lot of fun moments on television. They're memories that we're all building together when we do have opportunities to film together. They're a lot like me. But they have their own personalities and their own dynamic, and I think they'd love doing it, and if they chose not to, that's up to them. I wish them the best future ever, you know, whatever they want to pursue and dream big, you know. I try to help them manifest and think the amazing thoughts, because they are manifestors and they're beautiful inside and out. They're beautiful girls. They deserve the world. This is something that they would choose for themselves, you know, it's their call, their decision, and if they wanted to do it, I'm 100% there to support them and have their back always, as long as they're happy and love doing what they're doing and they're passionate about it. So I'm always there to support them.
Ooh, we can't wait to see more of them on TV
Yay,
too.
Team Annika Aspen. If we could tease anything for this season, there's a lot in store. It's epic, iconic, you know, fun, funny, dramatic, full of suspense, especially towards the end.
You know, this season, in general, our relationship and our others' relationship is interesting to watch. But you remember how our season started when we go to the clown? What was the?
Oh, we went to like a fun house, like a
Fun house.
Halloween event.
So this season is like the Halloween
Oh
house,
yeah, it
right?
was freaking scary.
So it's laugh is screaming.
You want to run
it's-
away from the clowns.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotion. So
But we can't run away from each other, so.